guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching House of the Dragon. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 4 of season 2 of House of the Dragon, and the last one is pretty much just getting us ready for war. We're doing all the preparations before we do the Dance of Dragons, which is going to be bloody and horrific, and it's going to probably break a lot of our hearts because even though, like, dragons, they're not like, you know, you can't boop them on the nose, but we still love them because they're magnificent, beautiful creatures. But they are nuclear weapons. They are bombs. They will destroy cities. They will kill lots of people. There is blood that will be spilled. And it's really funny that, you know, I know that they paid off a little bit about Alicent being confused about what Viserys was saying in his dying days, or in his last words, of repeating, you know, the Aegon the Conqueror and the prince that was promised, all those things. She realizes her mistake. She's not going to admit her mistake, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways, because no one listens to Alicent. She is but the queen, or the king's mother at this point, and she was just queen consort at the time, so it did not matter. Yeah, I mean, between her and Rhaenyra, I think it would have meant something if she had said, like, that's a terrible mistake, but there's nothing we can do about it. Everything has been set in motion, and there's nothing that we can do to stop it. There are so many people that want to go to war, that they want the bloodshed, that they have that bloodlust. And like, it started in like the Riverlands with the Blackwoods and the Brackens, and like that fight had been going on for such a long time. I did not think at the beginning of that episode, I was just like, ooh, this is gonna get bloody, and then it was just like annihilation of a battlefield. That was an oops on my part. Didn't think that was gonna happen. But we saw Rhaenyra kind of preparing, having Rhaena take the dragons to the Vale, or take dragon eggs, or like young dragons to the Vale. And she is kind of taking, I think, Joffrey and his dragon, and then 2 baby dragons, and then like 4 eggs. And she's being trusted with them because they need to be away from harm. I didn't actually realize how close Dragonstone was to King's Landing, and a lot of people were like, it's like 2 days by boat. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's really close. We need to get those babies out of there. And, you know, like, she kind of felt like she was almost like insulted by this task, or it was beneath her. But like, it is very, very important to keep not only the dragons that we do alive and safe, but, you know, the eggs. The eggs are so incredibly important. So she has a very important task. Baela saw Criston Cole and, let's see, Alicent's brother. What was his name? It's like Gwaine or Gwyett or something. It's not a great name, but, you know, he very much wanted to stay at an inn, and Criston Cole is like, no, we are going to camp. Like, that's what we do. And they were found out. So Baela, oh God, if we could have made Cole crispy, that would have been great. I think he's like one of those characters that we don't like so much that like we're waiting for him to die, that they're just going to take their sweet time. I think he's going to wreak more havoc. He's going to do more things that make us hate him. And, you know, he's just such a worm. Anyway. Aegon wanted to go to war. He wanted to go to Harrenhal with his dragon. Larys talked him out of it because it is stupid. Also, I think Aegon, he's just not prepared for this. He's not. And Larys was able to, like, kind of convince him that Alicent and Aemond were kind of wanting to take the throne behind his back, which is, like, I can only imagine being king and paranoia and, like, everyone telling you one thing and having people whisper things in your ear. So he goes out with his buddies, who I thought were part of the King's Guard before they were his friends, but they're his friends that he made part of the King's Guard, so they don't have a vow. They can go pop cherries, whatever they want to do, but they see Aemond at a brothel. And, you know, I felt bad for Aemond having his brother, like, make fun of him, because, like, he's seeking comfort. I don't know what's so wrong about that, but I guess it's just because he acts like a badass all the time, like he doesn't have feelings. But obviously we know Aemond is a broken boy, and he kind of admits that he's sorry for what happened with Luke. But then, you know, he just stands up for everyone in God to see and walks out, just showing that, like, he's not ashamed of anything. He's not scared of anything. He doesn't have his eye patch on. He doesn't have anything on. It was quite a scene for Maymond. And I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah, he's not worried about his brother. He's not scared of his brother. And he's definitely not afraid of what other people think of him. I think that's great. Good for him. So now, let's see. Oh, we had Damon over at Harrenhal. Woo-wee! Harrenhal, which is in very much disrepair, that is broken down. The people that are guarding it, like he was expecting to fight, and there was no one there. He thought his peas were poisoned, swords in the door to keep people out. And I don't know if that was a vision or if that was real, but definitely there's a witch there, and a lot of people said that it was the same witch that was in Marine, I think. I don't know. From Game of Thrones. And I was like, ooh, interesting. Why at Harrenhal? Why is she here? The tree with the red leaves wasn't at Harrenhal. That is actually at King's Landing. Is it at? No, I don't know. But it was like the dragonwood tree. Are you here for facts? Probably not. Anyway, him seeing like the vision of like young Rhaenyra sewing on the head of Jacaerys and him crying, like you could tell that he is sorry for that. Like he does realize that it was a mistake. And I don't think that like he intended what was going to happen to be so like horrific and so like dramatized and just like all this, like he just thought someone's going to die and then, you know, we're done. No, and especially the child, and then seeing it, you know, you could tell that it's weighing on him a little bit. But then also the witch telling him he was going to die there. And I don't know if she meant Harrenhal or King's Landing. I hope that doesn't happen for a really long time, because I like Daemon. I mean, I don't like Daemon for Rhaenyra and like rule, but like I like him because he is the loose cannon. He is the one that like will wreak havoc on people, and as long as he stays alive and it's people that we don't care about or that we want to see go down, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. But what was his name? Simon Strong. He was the guy that was in charge. No love lost for Larys. He absolutely knows Larys was behind killing his brother and his father. And then Simon, you know, kept calling Daemon Prince instead of Your Grace. And it's not that I was like, well, he's not Your Grace. I was wondering if Simon like did not consider Daemon king consort and Rhaenyra queen, if he was like in his mind going, Aegon is the king. He is Your Grace. So that's why I was kind of like, I was just like, is he like not supposed to call him that, or is he supposed to call him that, or like does that like show like cards? Does that say like, oh, I didn't think that you were part of all of this. I didn't think Rhaenyra was queen, so I didn't think I owed you that title. I don't know. He seemed to be like, you're welcome here. Welcome to Harrenhal. It's yours. Take it off my hands. They need to get it in repair. I don't think that that's the case. I don't think we ever see Harrenhal at 100%. Even in Game of Thrones, I think it's like still just like kind of a shit place to be. If I do say so myself. But it is a good place to be close to the Riverlands. So I don't know if that's where our fight's going to be, because I know Aemond wants to go to Harrenhal. I know Aegon wanted to go to Harrenhal. I know that those boys want to fight with their uncle. I don't know if that happens on this episode yet or not, or if that is considered the Dance of Dragons at Harrenhal. That'd be the best place for it, because we just saw what happened with the Blackwoods and the Brackens and Harrenhal, you know, last season. So, like, there's not a lot of innocent lives, but they've been really concentrating on the small folk and, like, Hugh, and then Ulf, I think is his name, who was kind of bragging about being part Targaryen or Valyrian, whichever the white hair he gets it. So he was the bastard son of Balon, who was Daemon and Viserys' brother. Oh, I don't even know if I have that right. Oh God, there's so many names. There's so many family trees that like don't branch and all of a sudden they do, or, you know, bastards like keeping track of them and just, oy vey. So there's a lot that can happen in this episode. The one thing that I'm dreading is it seems to be that like they're really showing Rhaenys and Corlys together. And then last episode they were talking about the succession of Driftmark and Rhaenyra or Rhaena being the heir instead of Joffrey. And I think that, like, you know, she wants to see a female heir rather than a male heir. Also, I don't know if Joffrey is Joffrey Strong or if he is Daemon's. Because I know there's Aegon. Is Aegon and Joffrey the twins? I have no idea. But either way, I know that they know for sure that Rhaena is their granddaughter through their daughter, through Laena. So, like, maybe that's what they were talking about, is they just wanted to, like, you know, make sure that they had an heir that was part Velaryon and is theirs, but also I think she very much wants to see a queen rather than a king, or like a lady instead of a lord or whatever, in control of Driftmark. Okay, what else? Oh, Sea Smoke was flying around. He was agitated and upset. Some people were saying that it's because Laenor probably was killed in Essos, and that's why Sea Smoke could sense that, and that's why he was restless. Rhaenyra kind of couldn't say what she wanted to Mysaria. I always want to say Meleys, and that was the dragon. So Mysaria was kind of asking questions about that, but Mysaria snuck her into the Sept in King's Landing, which I just think is still kind of like a stupid... It's a good way to get them together, Rhaenyra and Alicent, but I'm just like, this is like really dumb. Like, I mean, it closed I don't want to say like a loophole, but it like paid back something that happened last season. So that's great. But I don't think Rhaenyra going all the way to King's Landing to talk to Alicent was a smart idea whatsoever. But I'm sure that, you know, the Ravens would have been intercepted or something. So now we have Kristen Cole, who is headed to Harrenhal. We have Daemon, who's at Harrenhal. Gwyn, whatever. He is also with Kristen Cole. I hope nothing happens to him just for Alicent's sake. I don't know why she was insistent that her brother go. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want any of my family to go to war, so I'd keep them away from it. Rhaenyra is definitely planning on war and a battle, and she doesn't want to, but she knows it's inevitable, especially with Daemon out there. But I'm ready to see how this all plays out, because it's, as Rhaenys said, killing kinfolk and being a kinslayer is definitely not okay. It's not good. It doesn't make you look good, and history does not smile upon those things. So I think we're going to see a lot of kin slaying done and a lot of blood, and I'd like to say I'm excited for it, but I'm interested to see how it plays out. Okay, guys. With that being said, let's get into it. Oh boy. Is he gonna go talk to this witch? Okay, he's definitely in a vision, because that is the throne. Oh, hey!
Speak plainly.
Does he not understand High Valyrian? Oh, I don't know if that's true. Differently. Oh! Oh. Is she still talking?
There's been a raven.
Whoa. Oh, why are your hands bloody? What happened to you?
How fares your grandsire?
Sadly, he remains incapacitated. He lies in a kind of waking sleep, unable to do much more than take meager drink. It is barely enough to sustain him.
So he's alive?
Yes. Gods be good.
Well, my time is short and I have need of an army. Perhaps you might place a feather pillow over his head and speed along your inheritance.
Jesus!
I love my grandsire. Like a father.
He's no good to us, incapacitated, though.
Summon the Blackwoods here. I require men of action to lead my host of rivermen.
Puppies. I don't know why I get so excited about dogs here. I mean, I wouldn't want him to kill his grandfather either. But I knew that was coming from Daemon. It's not a shock.
And you are Alan?
Yes, Princess.
I'm given to understand my lord husband owes you his life. But I was not told his saviour was so comely. Your mother must have been very beautiful.
Berenice.
What was that about? She knows.
I just had a word with your captains. He was the sailor who plucked you from your watery grave.
Yes.
You did not think to mention it.
I did not think it relevant.
She knows.
I know who he is, Corliss.
Yeah.
I came to tell you that Baylor has called me to Dragonstone. That councillor's going to dine on her and Jace for supper. They grow restless in Rhaenyra's absence.
Where has that woman gone?
I suspect to try and draw us all back from the abyss.
Yep. Yeah, you probably should have told her who pulled you out, who saved you. She obviously knows who Ellen is.
As requested. I brewed it myself.
Thank you.
To get rid of spawn of Christian Cole.
You've ever been a practical man, an honourable servant to the crown, and you served my lord husband in his darkest hours.
Such was my duty, Your Grace.
Is she gonna ask about the song of
Tell me,
Ice and Fire?
do you believe Viserys wanted Aegon to succeed him?
Oh.
I could not know. His Grace never raised the matter with me.
I thought she was gonna ask him about the prophecy because he's a maester. Maybe he'd have record of the prophecy. But maybe it's just passed down from heir to heir. Yeah, I wouldn't want Crispy's kids either.
And what is Cole's heading?
It is difficult to say, but there were signs of an army moving northwest, I believe.
But she believes.
You should have burned them when you had the chance.
Oh, easy for you to say.
Can Daemon hope to meet it with his own in time? If I know the Riverlands, he has more disentangling ahead of him than the end of a Lyseni orgy.
Ha ha ha, I think.
We could perhaps act if only we had a host of our own, or someone here to lead us.
Mind your tongue, Sir Alfred.
Yep.
Does it speak falsely, my prince? This council is rudderless.
It's your attitude.
The Queen did not name you Hand. It is her voice and that of the King Consort that we need to raise alliances and command our vassals. But they are gone.
What has come of this council?
Ooh.
My lord.
I love when Corliss comes in and does this shit.
Is there naught to be done in the absence of the Queen but to grouse and claw for power?
We do not know the Queen's doings, but we must trust that she seeks the same as each of us at this table. An end to this conflict.
I want Rhaenyra to just like show up and be like, okay, this is the plan, bitches. This is what we're gonna do. This is Cole's work.
Men of House Darkland!
Is there no honor left in this world, Cole? Sacking your queen's own castles and putting up people to the sword? Kingmaker.
Good for you.
You're not fit for the White Cloak.
He knows it too. That's his insecurity there.
Yours will come in kind.
Jesus.
Lord Hand.
What's that about? About Daemon?
We'll lead the van northeast. Follow the coastline.
Realised you were neither born nor bred anywhere near the Crown lands, my good Lord Hand. But Harrenhal is to the west.
Indeed it is.
Fuck
What is his
you.
plan?
I told you we should have sent our dragons, and now look what's happened. Daemon, of all people, has taken Harrenhal.
It's not much.
As Harrenhal saps Daemon's resolve,
The false queen remains trapped on her island, and Sir Criston continues felling castles in the Crown Lands.
I need to be informed of these things. If I am
Yeah.
to make informed rulings, I will not be made to look a fool in front of my allies and enemies.
Harrenhal must wait. Sir Criston is marching on Rook's Rest.
Rook's Rest?
What's
A pathetic
Rook's
prize.
Rest?
I gave no such
The castle
command.
is small, weakly defended.
They're just doing this without Aegon. Okay.
Have him turn about. I want Harrenhal back.
Cole is already preparing his attack.
Oh, God.
How do you know this?
He sent word to me.
Why you?
To you?
Mm-hmm.
The two of you have been plotting without my authority.
Galmaus ne horta mi repa konai opeopolis. Silviton kuvinan imaderisnios. Luixos. Aojos sutioto punto ui vestarogona visuti libas. Audli non gieri jumbi.
Wow. Yeah. Aemond is something. He's scary, but he is something.
Nuke coston bivilus segiton.
Ooh, is he having a hard time with
Billy
Valerian?
Rook's Rest is an easy target, and a worthy effort. Don't you agree, my king?
Ooh, I think Aegon's gonna snap. I'm gonna tell you, Tom, I really like Tom's acting a lot. I for the life of me, cannot remember who plays Aemond.
Indulgence was my sin. I ventured into the lamprey pie at last night's supper. Too far, I fear.
That is a rich indulgence. But I believe it is a sin to deny your appetites. It will make us fully alive as mortal men.
He would know. Now show him those feats.
He's covered himself in glory, to be sure.
You must worry for him.
Hardly.
Sworn sword.
Sir Criston is the hand of the king. We should all pray for his victory and safe return.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. I love watching Larys work. What did somebody call him? Little Toe?
I did not know you shared your lord husband's love for the histories.
If not his love, then certainly an abiding interest.
Is she looking up
The voices of history guided Viserys. He knew that his wisdom alone could only reach so far.
She trying to look up the prophecy?
The significance of Viserys' intentions tied with him.
Yes, it did.
I don't know why. I like Larys as a character because he's so creepy and so interesting. Is he gonna get another vision? Get to see Rhaenyra again? Young Rhaenyra? Is it the witch? Oh! Seeing Aemond now. Okay. Whoa! Whoa! Okay.
It's a touch late to be stalking about a strange castle putting its people to the sword.
You.
Yeah.
I'm called Alice.
Alice, okay.
Strong?
Rivers.
Bastard.
I've come to know the face of tortured rest well enough.
What would you know of my sleep?
Harrenhal's been cursed since its first stone was laid.
Oh, what is she licking?
Have you experienced anything of note?
Hmm?
You are a strange kind of woman.
Yes.
I'm no woman at all. I'm a barn owl. Cursed to live in human form. I mean, does it please you that her legitimacy is contested as you stand here with a castle and a dragon, attempting to draw an army of men?
I don't know if this is a vision, but he's already beheaded one person in a vision. I'd watch it.
Here, drink this.
Okay. Here, what is it? Was that a vision?
venal cravens. And they must pay for their treachery against the laws of gods and men.
Who are you?
Sir William Blackwood of House Blackwood, Your Grace. As I said.
I once vied for Queen Rhaenyra's hand. She had the true blood of the dragon.
And you're prepared to march without the leave of your lord.
What is happening with Daemon here? Oh, God. I know this place is cursed, but could it stop fucking with Daemon? It's not Lena.
Our lords in the Crown Lands are grousing. Their herds of livestock struggle to keep pace with the dragon's relentless
Aegon.
appetites. Vhagar's.
Well, Cole's done splendidly at the least. Kingmaker, they're calling him. And with Aemond and Vhagar also at the ready, we are a formidable opponent.
You bore me. You all bore me.
They're not here to entertain you, sir. What is he gonna go do? She's searching for the prophecy.
Where are your father's books?
I ordered them removed.
With no thought to the centuries of knowledge in those pages. What is it?
They don't care what I think.
She would know a lot about that.
What thoughts would you have?
Oh.
I'm the king.
Do you think simply wearing the crown imbues you with wisdom?
Poor Aegon's going through it this episode.
I ruled in your father's absence throughout his long illness, and Otto Hightower was as cunning a statesman as ever lived. You should humbly be seeking our opinions and counsel.
I like this, Alicent.
You have no idea the sacrifices that were made to put you on that throne.
What would you have me do, Mother?
Do simply what is needed of you. Nothing.
Not me feeling bad for Aegon. Good grief. I do like this Alicent, though, one that's not kind of afraid to open her mouth and say something. Instead of her, like, hunched over at the council table all the time. I know. I gotta build camp. Still annoys me.
Did you forget the little encounter we had on the road to Rosby?
I did not.
Dragonstone and their dragons are just across the bay. What, grown tired of living, have you?
You're afraid, sir?
Worse. I'm rational.
We advance.
The failing upwards of Kristen Cole is so irritating. I feel like this will be a success. And it's going to irritate the shit out of me. Is it Rhaenys or is it Rhaenyra?
I see no other choice. We need to send a dragon.
Where?
Oh, good. Good.
You saw Alicent?
Yes, I did.
You could have been taken or slain.
I inherited 80 years of peace from my father. Before I was to end it, I needed to know that there was no other path.
Good for you. Yeah. I like it.
And now I do.
Yep.
Only one choice remains to me. Either I win my claim, or die.
We stand at the ready.
I don't know if she wins. I don't think so, but...
Cole knows we have no army on the mainland.
He is brazen.
He is daring us to act.
We need to send a dragon.
I agree. Oh, what's that smile for?
There are those who have mistaken my caution for weakness. Let that be their undoing. I will go.
My queen.
Ooh.
You cannot. Send me.
No.
I will burn Cole's lines and withdraw before King's Landing could even
You lack
raise
the
alarm.
experience.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You must send me, Your Grace.
No, I don't like that either. Oh god, that makes my stomach neck hurt so badly. I love Rhaenyra, though, for saying that she was going to go. Is Aegon gonna get a hair up his ass, and is he gonna fly there? What's his dragon's name? Sunfire? Alicent say do nothing. I don't think Aegon is a do nothing kind of person. Yeah. Oh.
I wish only to fight for you. For your claim and mine.
Not after Luke.
There's something I need to tell you, Jace. Something I should have told you when you first became heir to the throne.
The prophecy.
It's a secret. And it has passed from king to heir since Aegon the Conqueror's time.
God damn it, Aegon. Oh. I mean, I don't blame him. Like, they made him feel like nothing, and he doesn't want to feel like nothing.
The Targaryen who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector. Ordained to lead the Seven Kingdoms, to strengthen them.
Oh my god, I'm gonna puke. I don't want anything to happen to her.
But to unite the realm, I had to send the dragons to war. The horrors I have just loosed cannot be for a crown alone. That is why I must believe what Viserys told me when he named me his heir. What Jaehaerys had told him.
Oh god.
What I will now tell you.
Rhaenys. I don't want anything to happen to Rhaenys.
What is it?
Aegon the Conqueror's dream. He called it the Song of Ice and Fire.
Okay, I've got 25 minutes left. Oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Make the signal.
What signal?
What is he planning?
What is going to plan?
I hate that Kristen Cole is good at this shit! Oh god, please don't let anything happen to her. I mean, I'm pretty sure Aegon is probably prepared. Not Aegon, Aemond is probably gonna show up. That's probably what this whole second... It's Vhagar. Damn it!
Where are you, Aemond?
He's waiting. Hopefully, I don't know if he's hoping his brother fails or if Aegon will take care of Meleys and Rhaenys.
That goes, Meleys!
Ugh! I don't know, has Aegon ever fought in the air? Oh! Nice! Okay. Oh! 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 I'm not fearful for Aegon, but for Sunfire. Spilling his guts. Oh god, Sunfire. Oh, he's... Yeah, you know what's coming. Oh god, Rhaenys. Oh my god. I mean, do we get a late save from Daemon? I doubt it. No. No! 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 No!
You got it!
He doesn't even care if he kills his brother in the line of fire. He's willing to sacrifice Sunfire if he can have a crack at Meleys and Rhaenys.
Angos Meleys.
Rhaenys is my favorite character, and I'm just so worried. Oh, taking on Vhagar. Does Vhagar care that that's like Lena's mother? Like, does Vhagar care about those things? Come on, do something. Cut up his wings. Do something. You got this. You got this. You got this. I mean, Aegon's gonna be pissed about Sunfire, but I think he'll be okay if they win this. If they win Rook's Rest, I guess. Oh my god. Oh, Kristen Cole. I'm so sad. No, say it's not so. Jesus, Vhagar is a beast. Oh my god. Turning back. Vhagar's gonna come from out of nowhere, isn't he? Go higher, go higher! Behind the castle. No! No! God, I hate Kristen Colby. It's such a good plan. Still not okay. I knew that they were giving us all that Corlys Rhaenys stuff. I thought maybe it was going to be Corlys, but Aegon's gonna be fine.
Where is His Grace?
He's not dead. Aemon's not dead. Or Aegon's not dead. There's no way. Are we serious? Aegon died? I'm sorry, what? Oh, the last tissue. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't believe they killed Rhaenys. They take the most badass people and they kill them. Oh no. Oh, lots of purple. Not the right time to wear. Okay. I'm still dealing with a little bit of a cold, and I don't think that crying was really the thing that I needed to do today. I've been kind of dreading ever since we had Rhaenys and Corlys kind of in bed. I'm like, something's gonna tear them apart. We don't get happy things in this world. And I've been dreading this, and I was just like, okay, like Aegon and Sunfire, not that big of a deal, but I was just like when Cole is sending up those flares, I was like, oh my God, it's for Aemond and for Vhagar. And I'm so sad that we lost Rhaenys because she should have been queen. She should have been queen. God, that breaks my heart. I was going to do a react in rosé. I was going to have some rosé tonight, and I'm glad I did not because I think I would have been utterly destroyed. Good to have restraint, and mostly because it's like 120 degrees outside in Vegas, so I needed like a little bit of like a cooling factor, just to help, just a tad, and I think that would have made it worse. Yeah, I don't know, because Sunfire is still breathing at the end. He didn't die, and we don't have a confirmation of Aegon's death, which means we might not have confirmation of Rhaenys' death, but because I don't think that they would kill Aegon this early in, but I think it did kind of show, one, him embarrassing Aemond at the brothel. That's not something you should do to Aemond. He needs to be handled in a very different way. And being king does not matter, because he was willing to sacrifice Aegon in that moment. He's like, if I get to kill Rhaenys and Meleys, well, whatever, but like, you know, like that's awesome, but if I have to sacrifice Sunfire and Aegon, 2 birds, 1 stone, yeah, like he, and he would succeed the throne, like he would be the person that's in charge. Alicent learning about the prophecy or the dream, Aegon's dream, the Song of Ice and Fire, and like searching for it in Viserys's books, and like trying to find it just to see maybe she was wrong, and then just hearing Aegon bitch and complain about not being included. She's just like, I'm done with you, boy. I'm done with you. And the way she speaks to him by telling him he should do exactly what the council wants, which is nothing. And him being kept out of everything, it's making him feel smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And that's the thing that the Greens do to each other, is that they don't comfort each other in a way that is helping them feel validated and fulfilled, or like just feeling like somebody cares about them. So the only thing he has left to do is like prove that he's this king and to ride out into war. And we see how that ends. Now, again, I don't know if he's dead, because they kind of just showed a body, but until they're like, the king is dead, then, you know, like, and I won't be super sad about it. Tom's a great actor, so that would be a shame to lose him. But, you know, Rhaenys is a hit, and her learning, or like telling Corlys, like, oh, Alan was the one that pulled you out of the water and saved your life. I know who he is. I know the secret. And Corlys kind of getting a little bent out of shape about it. Like, you know, like, are you here to lecture me? And then Corlys showing up to the council meeting and standing up for Rhaenyra and kind of like telling them, like, get your shit together. Like, the way you're behaving is so unbecoming of a council. And I get, and here's the thing, the council, it's way too easy for them to put down Rhaenyra and to say snide remarks and be condescending. And Rhaenyra showing up and just being like, what I do in secret is what I do in secret. I don't owe it to you to tell you. And, you know, Jace wanting to go to war and her saying, no, I will ride, is exactly what Cole wanted to have happen. They were betting that Rhaenyra was going to show up. They did not think that it was probably going to be Rhaenys. Or maybe they did. But I'm betting Cole was hoping that it was Rhaenyra or Jace, and I'm glad it wasn't Jace. And I think Rhaenyra wouldn't have let Jace go anyway because of what happened to Luke. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. It's funny because I looked and I was like, okay, there's 25 minutes left of this episode. Like we're gonna see dragons fighting. That went by in like the blink of a fucking eye. The parts that dragged on, of course, are like, you know, the like planning for war parts, but like even Daemon's going through it. Harrenhal being cursed and him having these visions, and I think her name is Alice Rivers. It's funny because I didn't realize bastards in the Riverlands had the last name River, like Jon Snow or Sand or like whatever it is. That's really interesting. It never clicked until that moment, until he said it. she's a weird one. I like her. I like her a lot. She's like, I'm a barn owl. Like, this is just me in human form. I love the joke. I do like that Daemon seems to like be dealing with a lot of his demons and they're being exorcised, but then he's like, you know, taking something that she gave him in a vision and he's drinking it, and then he's waking up in the middle of like this meeting that he's having. He's trying to talk, you know, this kid into killing his grandfather to take over and then pledge his army to him. And then the Blackwoods show up and like he's seeing Lena walking around, and like he thought he saw Aemond, but then when he turned around, it was Daemon wearing an eye patch. So I think there's like some sins that he is dealing with, things that maybe he has created or has a hand in, or I mean, especially the last episode with Rhaenyra and Jaehaerys, and him like really feeling that, but then like seeing her on the throne and her like kind of calling him out in Valerian, and him like slicing her head off. Like that was quite a scene I did not expect. And then her head talking to him on the ground, or speaking to him on the ground, rather, use proper English. He's going through it. And I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know if like he needs to purge himself of all these thoughts and then go wage war, and like then he will be the Daemon that he used to be, that was just kind of like full of fire and ready to go. And I don't know if that's the same Daemon, because it seems like he's just sleeping in Harrenhal and not telling anyone where he's at, not sending any ravens. He's like, he doesn't owe it to Rhaenyra to send ravens or anything. So, but like, they're like, well, Daemon has Harrenhal, and it's just like, maybe we should all go to Harrenhal and then just have like dragons surround it and then kill Vhagar. I don't know, Vhagar is so old and beaten and weathered. Like, I feel like a smaller dragon could do a lot of damage to Vhagar, because Vhagar wouldn't be able to like reach, or like, you know, slicing through his wings or something. I don't know how we defeat Vhagar. That's like, but like, that's almost like saying like, I want like Drogon to be defeated, and we love Drogon, you know, so it's so hard to like, anytime we lose a dragon, it's upsetting. Meleys, like, I thought we were gonna hear a crunch or a snap, but like, Meleys, like when Meleys looked back at Rhaenys and they had that moment, and Rhaenys was like, this is the end, and turned back, she knew ultimately she was flying into her doom, I think. Tightened the belt and was like, we're going down. What a badass. I really wish that we had longer with her. And I know like part of the problem with Game of Thrones is like the I don't want to say the droning on of storylines, but they really took their time in the beginning telling the story. And I feel like with this, we're just like, and to the next chapter, and to the next chapter. And I don't know anything about the book, you could tell me that, but like it feels like it's going really fast, that like losing people is gonna be happening more and more frequently. Now, I don't know if Daemon learns about Rhaenys, because he seemed to have like a kindred spirit with her a little bit, kinda. Like he's like, you should ride with me and we should take down Vhagar. And she's like, I would, if you were but the king. And I also know that she was feeling sorry for him, because she knew what it was like to be passed over for the throne, and like how complicated those feelings are. I don't know how he's going to feel about losing Rhaenys. Corlys. You know, she had that weird moment with Alan where she was like saying like, your mother must have been very beautiful. And I was like, oh, does she know? Does she know? Does she know? Oh, she sure does know. She sure does know. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. It sucks. I love her. I feel like this is my therapy. Like, I just need to like tell you guys all of my feelings. All of my feelings about Rhaenys and Meleys. Poor Sunfire. I don't think Sunfire's gonna make it. And if Sunfire makes it, he's done it. He's not gonna go to war anymore. And if Aegon is taken back to King's Landing, I don't know if Alicent's going to be like, oh, yeah, this is my fault for doing this. You know, and she also had that weird conversation with Larys. I don't know if it's a weird conversation. I like when they have conversations together, because he can kind of see that she's not telling him the whole truth, especially about the drink and, you know, probably carrying Cole's baby. I would do the drink too if Christy Cole's spawn were within me. God, I hate him. When he hit the ground, I was like, oh no. Darn. No. Sad. But it almost seems like Laris was like, kind of like, I don't want to say like giving her permission, but it's just kind of like, we have things that we, you know, crave. Given to your cravings, you are but human. Sometimes Laris is like super creepy where, you know, it's the feet thing. And then there's other times where I'm like, he's really good at this role. I don't know who the actor is. Again, like I'm not learning everybody's names, but he's interesting. And everybody like planning war without Aegon. How did they think that that was going to go? Like, and I understand that he's kind of useless. He is. But like, I think at least Laris is able to plant things in Aegon's mind so that if they wanted Aegon to do something specific, that they could have eventually steered him in that direction by planting things. But instead, they're just leaving him out completely. And like, I get him being upset about it. And I didn't realize that Laris still had the gold for Harrenhal. That little fucker. Oh my gosh. Okay, so with taking over Rook's Rest, like there is no way for ground troops to cross over into the Riverlands to fight for Rhaenyra. They all have to come from the north, which I think is what we already kind of anticipated, but it's going to be older men that they are giving up because they still need to man the wall. I don't know what comes next. I'm really curious to see how this plays out with Rhaenys, and I think Rhaenyra like had quite a kinship with her and a friendship, and they saw each other for who they were, and you know, having Rhaenys support her really meant the world to her, and I think that like she's going to have that fire brewing in her because now she knows that there is nothing but war. And she even said, you know, it's either I fight or I die. And I think it's too soon to die. So let's just plan the fight well. You know, and Kristen Cole failing fucking upwards. How is he so fucking good? It's irritating. But not liking him as much as I do and him still succeeding, it kind of like you have to like give him credit where credit is due, is that him and Aemond came up with a great plan. And I hate that. And I hate that Kristen Cole is good at this job. And I have to give him credit. If I were on Team Green, I'd be like, yeah, that's my boy. But, you know, I'm not. So I'm just like, good job, buddy. Good job. Damn. Well, I guess we'll see what's happening next week. Because y'all know what's happening in the books. So, and I don't know if everything is on par with how it happens in the books. Let me know if this kind of played out the same way that it does in the book. I'd be very, very curious to know what the differences are and if they changed anything and why. But let me know. So guys, if you want to watch full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. What'd you think of this episode? Should we give Crispy Cole the credit he deserves? I think we do, and I hate it. It don't feel good. It leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, but it was a great plan. Aegon definitely wrenched in the gear, but, you know, if we have to sacrifice Sunfire and Aegon, I guess if we're on the green side, in order to succeed by taking down another dragon, if we have to sacrifice Aegon and his dragon, then that's what we have to do. And Aemond's just like, if I kill Rhaenys and take her down and Aegon goes down, then I'm king. And I think Aemond as a king is way scarier than Aegon. Aegon desperately wants to be a good king, but he just doesn't know how. And it even showed with the High Valyrian being spoken across the table. Aemond is just better at it. It's kind of like, not that Viserys is like Aegon, but like how Daemon would have been the same king that Aemond is trying to be. Maybe, I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know. But I am desperate for more Rhaenyra, and we never get enough of her. And I realized that somebody said in the book that she's not really actually one of the like main characters. She's not one of the main players the majority of the time. So they add scenes to get Emma in, and you know, definitely when she said that people mistake my cautiousness for weakness, she was wanting to prove herself the same as Aegon. And Rhaenys standing up and saying, like, no, I'll go. You know, that should have been Aemond telling Aegon, no, I'll go, Your Grace. You need to stay here and stay safe. But that's just not how it happened. So we might be sacrificing Aegon, but damn, I am really upset about Rhaenys. Sucks. But guys, come back here for the next episode. The fallout should be fun, right? I guess we'll find out. So guys, come back here for the next episode, and I'll see ya.